Chika returned to Enugu just before the harmattan set in. The air carried the scent of dry leaves and familiar memories. For years, she had avoided this city, but now she was back not because she wanted to be, but because her cousin Uzo was getting married, and Uzo had insisted. There was no saying no to her. At the wedding rehearsal, she kept her head low, avoiding certain eyes, but it didn't work. Ikenna stood by the groom, straight-backed in a tailored suit, looking every inch the man she once knew, only now, more silent, more composed. He didn't greet her, not with words, just a small nod. She felt it like a slap and a hug all at once. They hadn't spoken in 5 years. 5 years since she left for Ghana without goodbye. 5 years since he let her go without a fight. Back then, they had made promises. They had whispered dreams late into the night, his hands tangled in hers, her heart beating against his. They had talked of building a life, of leaving the country together. But reality tore through those dreams like a storm. Her job offer had come. He had said he understood, but he hadn't asked her to stay. And she hadn't begged him to stop her. Now, here they were, back in the same orbit. At the reception hall, their paths crossed again. Ikenna leaned against a table, watching her speak to a mutual friend. When she turned, their eyes met. It was Chika who spoke first this time. "I didn't think you'd still be around," she said, her voice lighter than she felt. "I didn't think you'd come back," he replied. "But I guess weddings pull out the ghosts." They laughed, but it wasn't real. That night, as the sky poured rain and the city dimmed into quiet, Chika couldn't sleep. The weight of unsaid things pressed on her chest. So she sent him a message. "Can we talk?" "Just us," he replied with a location. They met near the old school field where they used to spend hours after lectures. The bleachers were rusted, but the moon still cast shadows the same way. "I hated you for a long time," he said first. No hesitation. Chika looked at him, surprised. "I hated how easy it was for you to leave," he continued. "You didn't fight, you just went. And you didn't stop me," she fired back. Her voice trembled, not with fear, but anger that had waited years to rise. "I waited for you to say something. Anything. I kept hoping you'd call, that you'd say I mattered more." He stepped closer. "You mattered too much. That's why I let you go. That's not love, Ikenna. That's fear." Silence followed. Not peaceful silence, but sharp, echoing tension. The kind that demanded a response. "You think I didn't hurt?" she whispered. "You think I didn't cry every night in that new country, wondering if I'd made the worst decision of my life?" "You left, Chika," he said. "I didn't stop you because I thought maybe I was the thing holding you back." They both stood in the cold, staring at each other like strangers who once knew each other's hearts. "Maybe we both failed each other," she finally said. "Softer now. Maybe we just weren't ready." He gave a slow nod. "But are we now?" She didn't answer. Not yet. The wedding day arrived with golden light and music that rose into the clouds. Chika looked radiant in her emerald green dress, standing beside the bride with a calm smile. But inside, her heart twisted. During the groom's speech, Ikenna stepped forward. He wasn't supposed to speak. Everyone turned. "I don't have anything prepared," he said, "but seeing two people choose each other today reminded me of something I once lost. Not because love ran out, but because pride got in the way." His voice was clear, but his eyes searched for hers. "I hope if you're listening, you know it was never too late." Tears welled in her eyes. After the wedding, she found an envelope tucked into her clutch. Her name was written on it in Ikenna's handwriting. "If you're still unsure, Meet me by the bleachers, midnight. Her heart raced. The night air smelled like dust and distant rain. Chika climbed the bleachers slowly, her breath tight in her chest. Ikenna was already there, holding 2 cups of steaming coffee. She sat beside him. Neither of them spoke for a while. Finally, she said, "I'm scared." "So am I," he replied. "But maybe it's time we stopped running." He reached for her hand, not fast, not dramatic, just steady, and she didn't pull away. They sat there under the stars, letting the silence hold them together. Maybe love had taken the long road, but it had found its way home.